Hello, Team Freedom Reigns. Welcome back
to hashtag
TFR Motivation
Monday Zoom training.
All right, guys, it is another Monday, and we are super excited that you're all joining us tonight for this call. And by the way, if you're on here live, we really appreciate you making the effort to be here with us.
Yeah.
But if you're not able to, don't worry, we've got you covered.
Okay.
Because you can go to Team Freedom Reigns YouTube channel or Freedom Reigns SoundCloud. Subscribe today and you'll get notified every single time that we upload new training or videos for your viewing pleasure. Oh, that's scary. All right, guys, so let's move on with the slide deck. Maybe if it wants to go somewhere for me, what's the deal here? There we go. All right, guys, so we're super excited. Oh my gosh.
Say congratulations to.
Seriously, so this is the February enroller leaderboard for last month. So we've got the top 19 on here with number one being Marjorie Ham. Oh my gosh, lady, great job. 18 preferred customers and 2 distributors in the month of February. The top 5 include Jane Rizzo, 17 preferred customers, Heather Turcott, 5 preferred customers and 2 distributors, Avelina Santos, 7 preferred customers, and Vision Source Consulting, 5 preferred customers and 1 distributor. So the top 19.
The rest of the 19 are Grace Brucal, Alma Smith, Melanie Robbins, Christopher Poole, Chelsea Fournier, Dr. Bruce Holmesy, Bob and Laura Robbins, Emmy Cadaves, Marcy Lerner, Meryl Scher, Richard Miller, Smitha Nair, Barbara Michaels, and Rosalie Palagan.
So woohoo!
Thank you guys. Congratulations for being absolutely #awesome.
Seriously. And by the way, guys, the month of March is going to be full of a lot of madness. So we're excited to see who will all be on this leaderboard next month.
It's going to be crazy.
It really is. So Ireland incentive trip, oh my gosh, it's coming up really fast. And there's many of you that are really close to qualifying. So please keep pushing. So first of all, we had to add a picture of the actual venue.
That is
this
so
is
cool.
the Europe Hotel and Resort in Killarney, Ireland. Killarney, Ireland. It's a 5-star resort, award-winning accolades, voted best restaurant, best resort, best spot, and best of all overall hotel. So it's got an amazing indoor pool. So there won't be. It's got this massive chandelier. So there's not going to be the normal games of volleyball. So there's going to be all kinds of amazing local games that you guys are going to be competing in on this incentive trip. That's going to be so much fun. So travel dates August 25th through the 30th of this year. How you earn points for those of you that are super duper close, and even if you're not, shoot for it anyway.
Shoot for it. Go for it.
Make sure that you have earned all 400 of the enrollment points for PCs and distributors. Also, make sure that you know how close you are to rank advancing, and let's shoot for it. Let's help you get there, because you get points for rank advancing, and then you also get points for holding that rank. Then make sure that you look at your team and see who else is close to rank advancing, or even if they're not, let's shoot for it. Let's help them rank advance and get you those points and get you to Ireland.
And we've got this thing called the Physique Transformation Contest where it started. So today's the 4th of March, which, by the way, is Marcy's birthday. So everybody tell her happy birthday if you haven't already. But it started 4 days ago on the 1st of March, and it goes all the way until the end of, I said the 1st of March, right? Yes. Yeah. It goes all the way until the end of May. Seriously, this is going to be awesome. So we're going to give away, just $5,000 is all. To the top man and the top woman who are going to, and just think about, $5,000 is awesome, but just think about how awesome you're going to feel, how awesome you're going to look. And guess what? May 31st is like super close to bikini and like Bermuda trunks weather.
Right.
So if you want to look good in your bathing suit and look good in your birthday suit, we have got a transformation contest for you with our physique line, our reformulated and upgraded physique line, boys and girls. We've got this prebiotic, which I'm drinking right here. It is blood orange. It is awesome flavor. Super, super amazing. The reformulated protein powder with more protein and more awesomeness. And no casein. It's all whey. And it's way cool.
Whey.
See how I did that?
That's so whey.
That was awesome. You got to admit, that was awesome.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me.
So go for it.
Hey,
Take your before and after pictures and get it submitted. If you haven't started, you should have started 4 days ago, but get going now. If you're don't miss the party.
So make the decision for yourself, and then ask for friends to do it with you. Great way to create some excitement around our products and to help you get some new preferred customers. It's a great thing to do together. So Elite Academy in Kansas City is where those winners are going to be celebrated, but it's also where you're going to learn and grow your belief in so many different areas that is going to help you be able to be a successful LifeVantage distributor. So registration right now is $129, clear through April 30th. Please make sure that you get registered and make sure your team does as well. Anyone that's enrolled on a gold or a platinum pack, they get a free ticket, but they still have to pre-register, okay? So make sure that you're being the leader you need to be and help your new enrollments get pre-registered for Elite Academy in Kansas City, because Brian Tracy himself is telling you, he's our keynote speaker. To earn more, you must learn more, and that's exactly what you'll do in Kansas City at the 10-year anniversary of LifeVantage.
LifeVantage is 10 years old. That's an X in Roman numerals.
It's amazing.
In case you didn't know. Oh my gosh. So who's going to be an influencer in Kansas City? We've got this awesome influencer program. Pave the way. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. For those of you, 1, 2, 3. There you go. I like redundancy. So you create 3. So how do you do it? We showed you the slides before. It's the road to elite, which took on average 22 months for the last 150 elites that became part of the company and became part of the elite ranks. So 1 new Pro 3. 2 new distributors and 3 new PCs or preferred customers. That's how you pave the way to elite. And when you do that, as you see on the side, if you're a new distributor through Pro 2, those are your criteria. Your Pro 3 and Pro 4, those are your criteria. Your Pro 5, Pro 6 and above, those are your criteria. And what do you get? Oh, you just get to sit up front with the elites, and they like roll out the red carpet, make you feel awesome, feed you, invite you to the elite reception. They take you on this, like the NCAA College Hall of Fame. I mean,
be so awesome.
Recognition. It's just trust me on it. You want to be there.
And we want you to be there with us. Yes, we want you to be there with us.
And it goes for 5 months. It's a 5-month qualification from February 1st all the way till the end of June.
And you know what's cool is that while you're earning this promo, you're also earning points for the Ireland incentive trip too. So they all compound. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, they piggyback.
Plus, this one does too.
So here's the thing. Here is this is brilliant. So when a new distributor comes in, they've got excitement. They've maybe even had a product story. They've got some great information. But we want to give them some extra cash. So this Paysetter program, the goal is within their first full month, which could be longer than 30 days, depending upon when they sign up, to get them to Paysetter Pro 2 to get an extra $100. Maintain it for the following month for an extra $200. And within the first full 3 months, to get to Paysetter Pro 3 for an extra $250. And then maintain it for the following 4th month for an extra $250, which if you were doing your math, that's an extra $700. On top of the rank advances, on top of the bonuses you're already getting, and on top of just being awesome and getting recognized for it. That's what this whole Paysetter program is for, to get you started right. It's all based on what is called the first dollar principle. If you haven't heard it before, it's our company just does stuff right.
Yes.
Just let me tell you and be candid, our company does stuff right. There it is. Read how it works on the side. We've talked about this a bunch. Be a Paysetter Pro 2 and Pro 3. And when you help 3 people in your group get to Paysetter Pro or get to Paysetter, you get to become a Paysetter Pro, which is like the awesomest Paysetters out there.
And they all work together, like you said, including this new promo that just came out March 1st. So March Madness promo. So first of all, this is to help all of the distributors of the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Australian markets to really increase their enrollments packs, okay? So distributor enrollment packs. This is also going to help LifeVantage hit a top-line revenue goal bigger than we've ever had before. We are going for the most productive March that we have ever had in the history of LifeVantage, and this is how we can all do our part. So basically, you're going to be earning throughout this March Madness weekly sales bracket. It's just like the basketball tournament thing that's going on. If you know about basketball in March and the big tournament going on, this is where you can actually move through the beginning brackets into the smaller brackets. And if you fall into the consolation bracket, you can go there too. But the top earner, the top enroller, can actually earn a $5,000 cash payout at the end of March Madness. So for your new enrollments, this is really cool because anybody that enrolls on a silver, gold, or platinum pack this month, they get a free starter kit. So that's $50 off of their enrollment. So free startup for anybody that enrolls on the silver, gold, or platinum pack. So number one, free starter pack. Number two, this one's where you really want to pay attention as distributors. And when you enroll new people, make sure they know this right away too, is that for every pack that you enroll, there is going to be a point basis attached to it. So when you enroll a silver pack, you get a half of a point. The gold pack is 1 point. Platinum pack is 2 points. And I got to tell you, you want to get as many points as possible with this, because what's going to happen is each full point will earn you $25 per share. That's huge, guys. So if you enroll a platinum pack, that's $50 on top of the $400 that you're already getting for that bonus, the Smart Start bonus. So let's go out, let's stop being afraid, and let's share this information today, right?
Yes.
And then number three, the top pack sellers and cash prizes. There's going to be 4 top prizes in the original bracket. So in the winner's bracket, there's going to be 4 prizes. First place is going to be $5,000. Second place is $4,000. Third place is $3,500, and fourth place is $3,000. This is all based off of all of the new distributors that you're bringing into your business during this March Madness craziness, right? And then if you happen to fall into the consolation bracket, the top prize is $2,500. That is a huge amount of money. And again, this is available in the United States, Mexico, Canada, and Australia. So for the first week, which is actually 10 days, that includes everyone. After that point, it's going to divide up into the 2 different brackets. Anyone who enrolls any distributor on a silver, gold, or platinum pack is going to go into the winner's bracket for the second week. If you did not enroll, you still get to continue down in the consolation bracket towards the end. Then in week 3, we're going to go to the Sweet 16. So it's going to be the top 16 enrollers that are going to be able to compete against each other to be able to be one of those top 4 winners in week 4. So that goes from March 26th through the end of the month. So guys, this is super exciting, and it's also another great way for you to earn points for Ireland. It's going to get you additional cash bonuses on top of the Smart Start bonuses. You can be helping people with the Paysetter program, and it all just means a lot more money in your bank account.
They're all cross-pollinated.
Yes.
Now, we've got new markets, as you've been hearing.
More madness.
So, more amazingness. By the end of June this year, which is the end of our fiscal year, there will be 5 new markets open, starting with Spain this month, which opens up on the 15th. So if you know anybody in Spain, we've got an awesome, again, what are they called? The Leadership Academy on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. So if you know anybody in Spain, anybody in España, you need to let them know these details, because the grand opening, the launch is on the 15th, and the academy goes 15th, 16th, 17th. So anybody you know in any capacity in Spain, give them the information that you see on your screen right there. And so registration, $51 American.
That's it. And guests are free.
Guests are free.
So yeah, get as many people there as you possibly
what is free?
Can. My favorite 4-letter F word.
I knew it.
It's the best. All right, guys. So let's get into the topic for tonight's call. It is March, right? And if you saw what I typed out for the invitation to come onto this call, you know, what does March mean to you? For me, it's always meant stand up, move forward, and just do what you need to do. You know, March 4th being today, guys, it is the only day in the year that gives a command and is a full sentence.
March 4th.
March 4th. That means it's time for you to get up off your butt and move forward and do what you want to do to have a different life, okay? So what will March mean for you? So in the advertisement or the invitation for this call, this is what it said. What does March have in store for you? Will you be the lion that rises up and faces your fears to have the life you and your family deserve, facing your fears and doing it anyway? Or will you be the lamb that lets your fears talk you out of doing the things you know you should do in your life and in your LifeVantage business? So take a second just right now, and I want you to just make an internal decision as to which are you going to be. Are you going to be the lion in this month of March that is fierce, faithful, determined, Or are you going to be the timid lamb that is scared and lets your fears take over and ruin any of your dreams and goals that you have? So what does fear really mean?
Fear and being a lamb is a bad idea.
It's so bad.
I had to throw that in there. But in all seriousness, when you're faced with the decision and you've got a choice, you have a choice every single day, how you're going to show up. Are you going to show up as a lion, or are you going to show up as a lamb? And there's lionesses, there's lion cubs, because there's not just the male lion in the pride. There's, in fact, the pride. It takes a community. And if you see on the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page, it's a pride of lions, because it's a family. That's really how this works. So you can decide, are you going to be the lion, the king or queen of the jungle, and just go after what you want. And it doesn't have, and I'm just going to, fear is always going to be in the equation, because you can choose to be the lion or choose to be the lamb, or you can let fear completely take you out of the equation. But I want you to think about something. Fear is always there. Lions have fear. They just overcome the fear and do it anyway. So if you're going to have fear anyway, and the interesting thing about fear, it's the same sensation. It's the same question. It's the same battle, whether it's a little thing you're undertaking or whether it's a big thing you're undertaking. So as long as fear's there anyway, you might as well just go big, because you've got the opportunity to take a look at this. And I want to just equate this to hunger. Have you ever just like eaten a meal and then somebody asks you if you want to go out to dinner, and you're like, I'm not really that hungry. And if there was a full plate in front of you, you wouldn't really want to partake, because you already have that urge satisfied. Well, maybe that's the case too if you're thinking small. It's like, I got one distributor, I got one PC, I got myself to a level 2, a Pro 2 now, and maybe you're full. But maybe there's something inside of you that wants more. Maybe there's something that you know you can do. You've seen other people do it, and you know you can do it, but fear starts talking to you. It starts talking you out of it. Marcy and I have been listening to this awesome book called The Alter Ego Effect. And the guy, Todd Herman, is the author. And we've just been really devouring this book. We've listened to it a couple times over the last few days. And just what is something about alter ego, Marcy, that you think that people could just identify with and help them overcome fear?
Well, this actually just really kind of hit home to me too, because it just kind of hit me that it's like, when I was a police officer, I think I stepped into my alter ego every time I put on my uniform. Every time I strapped on that bat belt that had all of the tools that I needed, because I got to tell you guys, there was, I would say the majority of the time on certain calls that I was scared shitless, right? I was scared to death because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what I was going to have to do. I didn't know who was there. I didn't know what I was going to be faced with doing. But I knew that I was going to have to do it. And so I think that when I put on that bat belt, is what I used to actually call it, that created this alter ego for me. And now I actually look at it as being I really resonate with Wonder Woman. Because when I think about Wonder Woman, I think about this strong, passionate woman that's very feminine, very caring, very kind and empathetic, just has this deep devotion to what her calling is. And yet she's got the strength, and she's got the purpose, and she has the tools, the cool, lasso and her sword and, her shield, right? And so what can an alter ego do for you? When you're having fear moments, what if you identified someone that you respect, that you look up to, that could kick your butt, right? But won't, because that's not who they are. But someone that has the power to do exactly what needs to be done in that moment. And what if you chose to step into being that person? It gives a completely different viewpoint on faking until you make it. It puts on the viewpoint of stepping into this persona of someone that's powerful, that you know can get the job done, and that even though they might be a little bit afraid in certain circumstances, they do it anyway. And what's really cool about it is that after you get good at doing this, and after you perfect stepping into your alter ego, it all of a sudden becomes that it wasn't an alter ego at all, that it was actually you, because you've had that power all along. And so I love this idea and this thought, about being able to do whatever has to be done. Just having the knowledge and the tools and understanding of what you can do to be prepared to step into who you need to be to do what needs to be done. And so when we're talking about your LifeVantage business, gosh, that can apply to a lot of different things. What are things that used to scare you or still scare you in building your business?
I would think it's being judged. I was brought up that it was kids are to be seen and not heard, and had lots of parental people. Or I was the oldest of 2 kids, and judgment, being judged by people, and being told what to say, what not to say, when to say something, when not to say something. I've always had this fear. What are people going to think? What if I sound stupid? What if I don't say it right? What if I stutter? Whatever the case may be. And I've always kind of maintained that. So my fear, and even still to this day, is if I see somebody who is needing, and I'll just say, for example, a stranger who is talking, or I overhear a conversation, because I eavesdrop with the best of them. I'm a professional eavesdropper because I truly want to help people. It's not like I'm being nosy or butting in people's business. I just truly want to help people. But if I hear somebody talk to a friend and I overhear the conversation where they're talking about they're about to foreclose on their house, they can't make ends meet, it's always, I want to go put out that fire. I want to go help them. But there's always that voice in the back of my head. What if they think you're crazy? What if they think you're up to something? Well, then I get into the alter ego. Well, what if you don't say something and you let them walk away and you read about them in the paper, or they do something bad because they felt hopeless? I've seen that happen. It's happened to me in my life several times, where I knew I should have said something or done something and I didn't. And then that person met a tragic end, and I never had the opportunity to do it. And once that happens once, it's very difficult to not forget it, and it becomes part of who you are. So it just, for me, I just step into a bold person. And it was something when I was a kid, I did that every sport that I played, because I was a smaller kid, but I had good athletic skills, but there was always people that tried to boss me around. And I was a victim of bullying a lot. But I would step into that alter ego, and I still do it to this day. Literally every time I get on a call, every time I send a message, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook, or however I reach out to somebody, whether just walking up and starting a conversation with a stranger, I always get into an alter ego mode and just go after it. And it doesn't, because it doesn't matter to me what they say. What matters to me is if I don't step up and help them, because it's up to them. If they think I'm crazy, great. I thought they were going to do that anyway. If they tell me no, great. I thought they were going to do that anyway. But if they say yes, and it changes their life, that's me fulfilling my obligation to them, because it's not about the outcome. It's about whether or not I show up and do what I was supposed to do. And it's just it becomes like a skill. It becomes something you can just turn on and turn off. And you think differently. And think about this. Fear is there. Do you realize that fear, your body responds very acutely to fear? When you are fearful, when you are scared, your eyes dilate, your blood vessels dilate, your heart pumps. You are more, your hearing, your vision, your smell, all of your senses become much more acute, because it triggers what's called the fight or flight mechanism, versus being lethargic and lazy and not doing something. So if you're going to be fearful anyway, you are actually better thinking when you're in fear. When fear takes over, you think clearer. You should just act upon that. And it's easy to step into an alter ego once you understand how. And we've all done it growing up as kids, whether we were Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman or whoever. We've already played those things. We know how to do it, and it's perfectly acceptable as an adult. Now, you don't got to have to put on a Batman mask. That would be a little weird, but you could just think that way, or think I'm going to solve this, and just take over that alter ego.
Yeah, and so I just want to tell you guys, okay, because this is me, this is Marcy. I always tell you what I think, right? But it's because I care about you, and it's because I believe in every single one of you, is that you are like here, right? At the top, okay? Go ahead, touch the top of my hands, okay? So right there at the top, you can either go to the left or you can go to the right. Either way, you're going to go a direction, right? So what if going to the left is where you need to go for your LifeVantage business? But because you're up here on the top and you're kind of teetering and you're not doing anything, you have a 50-50 chance that you're going to go to the right, which is the backwards direction. It's the direction you don't want to go. Now, the thing is that up there at the top where every one of you is at, you know exactly what you need to be doing. You know.
You feel it.
Yes, you have the skills. If you've been in this business for longer than 6 months and have plugged into any of the training that the company gives us, that we've given you, that your direct enrollers and team have given you, you know exactly what to do. But you're not doing it. And why is that? And I would have to put out there, it's because of that fear. Right? It's because that instead of taking that fear and believing that you're going to face everything and rise, even if you fail, because you're not ever failing, even if you fail, you're going to go to the left, not to the right, because you're going to grow and you're going to learn from it, right? So you're progressing. But if you take the aspect of the forget everything and run, you're never going to get where you want to go. So if you're up here at the top at this tipping point, what if you just made that one small decision to put on your alter ego to get you through doing the things that you know you need to do and not being afraid of how people are going to judge you or look at you or what it's going to feel like? Because however it feels in this minute is not how it's going to feel in the future after you've done it for a long enough period of time and you've accomplished all of your goals. So I would just say, get sick of being up there at the top. Make the decision to do whatever it takes to get you past that tipping point and going in the right direction, not falling backwards. And that means if you need to, some of you may not need to, maybe you just need to kick yourself in the butt and get going, right? But if you need to, figure out someone that you would really love to step into and that you know that if you were that person, you could accomplish everything that you could ever dream of doing, right? If you were that person. And then decide to be them for as long as you need to be to accomplish that goal or task.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they've done research on this. University of Minnesota did an amazing study on this, on just the psychology of the human mind, and they worked with kids who they don't have tainting. They're untainted, and they're just, you know how kids are. They don't really have biases. They haven't learned them yet. And they took 4 to 6 year old kids, and they gave them a key and told them to open 3 locks, and it didn't open the locks. The key didn't open any of the locks. And they did this just showing. So in other words, they gave them a task that was unsolvable. And they measured 2 things: how long it took them to figure it out, and how long did they keep trying, and when did they quit? And once they quit, or they were approaching quitting, what was the self-talk they gave themselves? And usually it was condemning. I knew you couldn't do this, or whatever. And listening to 4 to 6 year olds have negative self-talk that they're now telling themselves. And then they stopped. And then they gave them the ability to put on a superhero costume and did the same thing. Different locks, different keys, or actually a totally different type of a scenario, but unsolvable, to see when they would quit and whether their self-talk, what it would be like. They went way longer than when they were without the superhero costume. And they talked like, well, I'm not going to quit because Batman wouldn't quit, or Wonder Woman quit, so I can't quit, because they took on this totally different persona, this alter ego. You can do it too. You don't have to wear a costume. You can just decide that you're going to be an overcomer. Now, make sure that you have someone or some fictitious character identified. Let me give you a crazy example that totally blew me away. Bo Jackson, a professional football player, professional baseball player. In fact, the only professional person to be an all-star in both at the same time. Obviously, same year, different season. But he said he never stepped on a baseball field or a football field as Bo Jackson. That completely floored me, because he is one of the greatest athletes ever, if not the greatest all-sport athlete ever. He stepped on the field as Jason from the Friday the 13th movies, because he had great natural skills, but he also had such an emotional attachment to what he was doing. He had a propensity to draw penalties because he got so overly involved emotionally, and he admired Jason for being 0. No emotion, stoic, just get stuff done. It was interesting that he was a murderer, but it was like he said, I'm going to step on the field with no emotion, cold, calculated, and ruthless. And that's how he stepped on the field, which is also why now when he stepped, and it was only on the field, he stepped onto the field in that persona, stepped off the field as Bo Jackson, because that would be pretty crazy to carry that Jason, Jason Voorhees mentality around or alter ego. But when he was on the field, he was lethal. That's what he was known for. And zero emotion, emotion to go, but zero emotion to lose his control, lose his cool. And it worked. So take it from one of the best ever. That's how he did it.
So guys, this is us giving you an additional tool to be able to take March, running with this amazing March Madness promo, and just make it a little bit more mad. That's it.
Yeah.
Just decide what your alter ego is and run with it and see what you can do here in this month of March. You will come out of it as a fierce, fierce lion that has accomplished goals greater than you had ever set before if you just set your mind to it. Use your imagination and you'll be super surprised what you can accomplish. So guys,
we will celebrate.
Yeah, seriously, we're gonna have a lot to celebrate at the end of March for sure. So the time is up here, so we just want to make sure and remind each and every one of you, tomorrow night is the live opportunity overview.
Yes.
Please make sure that you're inviting. Yes. So it'll be via Zoom as well as on the Dondi and Marcy Nettles Entrepreneurs page on Facebook. It'll be live streamed there. So please be watching your email and also on the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page for all of those details. But guys, keep on going. Push hard. Become whoever you need to be to accomplish all your goals and dreams, because you deserve it and your family does too. So guys, thanks so much for being on this #TFR Motivation Monday call with us. We love and appreciate every single one of you.
And that book is called The Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman, and it is available on Kindle and Audible.
So awesome.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless. See you next week.